Well, ladies, we all remember what it was like as a young child, the first time that we recognized our shadow on the ground. I know for myself, I just wanted to step on the shadow. I wanted to try to jump on it, to get ahead of it. And then as I got older, I remember walking down the road with friends, and we'd be talking about our shadows and how tall they were and how they looked different from each other. And then I think about shadows when I walked on the beach with my children, and we're looking at our shadows and talking about how they look. Sometimes I look at the shadow and think, wow, I wish my legs were really that thin. But we notice shadows in our life. And something that God's Word shares with us is about abiding in the shadow of the Almighty. So I have a volunteer with me today. April's going to come out, and we're going to just kind of think about what is it to stay in the shadow. So you're going to stay in my shadow, and you got to stay there the whole time as much as you can. So when you're having to stay in the shadow of someone, you got to stay, you got to move with them. You got to be ready to see where they're going. It takes work to stay in someone's shadow, to keep that contact going. Thank you. The point is, God's Word tells us to abide in His shadow. And that means that you and I have to keep our eyes on Him with such a laser-like focus that we are able to remain there. It's when we start to look out that fog that we've been talking about over the last few weeks that we start to lose our way when we're battling through emotions and fears and circumstances in our lives. So I want us to close out today by focusing on Psalm 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And think about how April was trying to stay within that shadow. Are we looking to our relationship with Jesus Christ with such laser-like focus, focusing on Him as the light of men, as the Word, as that life, that abundant life that we've been studying? Are we focusing on that we abide in the shadow of the Almighty? I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For it is He who delivers you from the snare of the trapper and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His pinions, and under His wings you may seek refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a bulwark. You will not be afraid of the terror by night, or of the arrow that flies by day, of the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, or of the destruction that lays waste at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not approach you when you dwell in the shelter of the Most High and abide in the shadow of the Almighty. You will only look on with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked, for you have made the Lord, my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent, for He will give His angels charge concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They will bear you up in their hands, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you will trample down. Because He has loved me, therefore I will deliver Him. I will set Him securely on high, because He has known my name. He will call upon me, and I will answer him. That is God's promise as we call upon Him, that He will answer. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With a long life I will satisfy him and let him behold my salvation. Ladies, I want to encourage you this week as we think about Jesus, fully man and fully God, who understands our emotions, who understands the fear that creeps in when circumstances in our life seem so overwhelming. He wants you to abide in His shadow. He is your refuge. He is your strong fortress. I pray that you'll spend time there this week, and we'll see you next week.